recording. Hello, this is Dr. Bailey speaking, junior researcher for R&D. I am here today conducting an interview with a person of interest, subject 2981. Can you state your name for the interview?
My name is... Most people refer to me as Sinner, though.
Alright. Is it alright if I call you Sinner?
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
Alrighty. Mr. Sinner, I am sure you have many questions, but I'd like to ask you some first. That way we can get a bit more acquainted with one another, if that is alright.
I don't see why not.
Very good. So, let me start off by asking, what do you remember in the last 72 hours?
Well, shit. I remember waking up in a hospital, not like a private room or anything, it seems more like a field hospital. Something like you'd see in a military movie.
Can we go back a bit further? Your file says you were found out by some wooded areas, so I'd like to know more about that, if that's okay.
I can't say I recall much about being out in the woods. I remember going out into the woods to look for my friend Ross.
Right. So it says here that at the time you were found, you were in what could best be described as a state of delirium. By chance, were you under any effects of psychedelics?
No, can't say I've taken anything.
Are you positive? You didn't eat anything during your time surviving out in the woods? Berries? Mushrooms?
Nope, nothing. Though, on the topic of trying to remember what happened, I remember being attacked by an animal. Maybe it was rabid?
Interesting. Well, from your medical records, I can assure you whatever attacked you didn't have rabies. You don't show any signs or symptoms.
Well, did they check thoroughly? I mean, isn't it true that when you start showing true signs of rabies, it's too late to properly treat it?
Well, some instances, yes. But we made sure you were in good health. Turns out you're in great health, minus your high cholesterol.
You called me fat, Doc?
I didn't say that, but I am not denying it either.
Well, I mean,
Besides, even if you did show symptoms of rabies, I can guarantee you that you'd be long dead before we found you.
Well, that's good to hear. Dr. Bailey, was it? How long was I out exactly?
Well, the local report said you've been missing for a week and 2 days if you count your time being hospitalized.
A week? A week? How's that even possible?
I don't know, to be honest with you, Mr. Sinner. From what we've concluded, you didn't seem to have any proper sources of nutritional intake or hydration, so the fact you're as healthy as you look is somewhat baffling.
Well, I mean, how could it have been a week? It's been only a day.
Are you positive you didn't take any psychedelics?
No? I mean, I don't know, something probably happened. More I think about it, maybe I was under some kind of influence. I remember now, I met two guys in the woods. They dressed awfully professional despite the elements. Clean looking too. In hindsight, I probably should have assumed something was up.
Were they actual people? Hallucinations maybe, or perhaps a warped perception of an object or anomaly?
I don't know. They seemed real enough. Weird characters they were, though. They talked like it was complete gibberish, yet somehow their words seemed cohesive.
I see. What did they look like exactly?
Well, like I said, they dressed as if they were professionals. One looked like he was some kind of businessman. Wore a suit, slicked back hair, some glasses, probably like sunglasses or tinted shades of some kind. And he had a shit-eating grin that tied it all together, you know. Your run-of-the-mill, sleazy-looking businessman.
Like hair, sunglasses, and grinning. And what about the other guy?
Well, I remember he was wearing a lab coat, He was wearing a Hawaiian shirt under it along with some cargo shorts, so compared to the business dude, he was a bit more casual looking. I can't really say much other than that. My memory is a bit hazy trying to remember him. Though he too was wearing a grin on his face, so they were like both smiling.
So a smiling businessman and a smiling professor or doctor, perhaps?
More or less. The lab coat guy had a different aura to him. He didn't smile like the businessman. His expression seemed to have more of a malicious intent behind it rather than self-satisfaction.
I think that's all we really need to discuss. No more questions. Well, actually, I've got one more question. My superiors have advised me this one is important for the interview.
Alright. Shoot.
There's a couple things on this list. Does the alias of Aviators or John mean anything to you?
I don't know much about that. There's been times I used John as an alias.
Alright then, that will be all. Since you seem to be in good health, we'll go ahead and let you go home. An agent will give you a ride.
Agent?
Just a title we give to some staff who are in charge of transportation.
Ah, gotcha. Well, take care, Doctor.
You too, Mr. Sinner.
Hey there! Let me be the first to tell you of this
MP3 free download.
deal, courtesy of the one and
Only $4.99.
Spamton S. Spamton. This deal is so
Good times await you.
that... Anyone out there? Walker? Please. Free me from this house! So, what's it gonna...
Be better than everyone else.
These prices are... Oh!
We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again. We're sorry. You have reached a number that has been disconnected or is no longer in service. If you feel you have reached this recording in error, please check the number and try your call again. We're sorry. You have reached...
Well, that was a load of shit.